Okay, so today you are going to be doing an experiment with waves online. So you will go to Padlet to get to the experiment. And I'm not going to do this all with you, but just to kind of get you started, I'm going to show you what the website looks like and what you should be doing. So you can see here, this is the plunger. And what they're going to be doing is you're going to move the speed from slow to fast to super fast, and you're going to be changing the size of this plunger from small, medium, and large. And then you're going to be observing what it does to the amplitude and what it does to the frequency and what it does to the wavelength, etc. So just to kind of get you started, on number 1 it says, how does the size of the ball, it should say of the plunger, affect the amplitude of the wave? So remember, amplitude is the height. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select slow and I'm going to select small. And I'm just going to look at the amplitude. So if you hit start plunger, you can see the amplitude is hitting right around a 1 on this graph. So then if I stop the plunger, again, the whole point of this is to see what, how the size of the plunger affects the amplitude. So I'm not going to change the speed. I'm going to change the size. Then I'm going to start the plunger again. So you can see now the amplitude is hitting a 2. So the amplitude got larger as I changed the size to something bigger. Now I'm going to stop it again. And I'm going to select large. And if yours messes up like mine is, so right now I just tried to hit stop and it didn't really stop, you can try to hit it again, and if you need to refresh. But now I'm going to change it to large, hit start, and just as you may have expected, now the amplitude is even larger. It's hitting a 3. So I could stop and answer question 1. So again, it says, how does the size of the plunger affect the amplitude? Well, as I got larger, as the size got larger, the amplitude got taller. So you would just answer that in a complete sentence. Number 2, it says, what effect, if any, does increasing the speed of the plunger have on frequency? So again, you're going to be changing the speed on number 2 and seeing what happens. Now, if it says to change the speed, that means the size needs to stay the same. It doesn't matter which size, but for all of your experiments, you should keep the size the same. On number 3, what effect, if any, does increasing the speed of the plunger have on wavelength? So again, you're only changing the speed on number 3. Number 4, what happens to the frequency when the wavelength of a wave gets shorter? So you're going to need to play with it until you see how to make a wave shorter, and then you can also examine the frequency. And I'm going to kind of cut the video off here, so I don't want to do all the exploring for you. But if you get stuck and if you're not sure what the question is asking you to do, you can raise your hand and I will come help you. But I want to remind you that you should know these words. So for example, if you're not sure what frequency means and that's what's causing you from being able to answer the question, then go back and check your notes. Okay, that's it for this video. Make sure to follow the to-do list and raise your hand if you have questions.